Halloween. Halloween is the one day out of the year where I can go out and find new people to play with. I just blend in with all those morons who march up and down those streets, trick or treating. They dress up in ridiculous overpriced costumes that are so poorly made. And what for? To collect candies, party, and participate in those ridiculous costume contests? What the hell kind of nonsense is that? I often wonder if any of those idiots realize just how pathetic and stupid they look. Even you. I mean, what are you supposed to be? What a joke. Halloween. Halloween is the one day out of the year where I can freely walk amongst the crowds of people and not cause suspicion. I just throw on a revealing top and a miniskirt, and it drives people wild. Oh, I just love your mask! Sadly, it's not a mask. Wow, great makeup job! It's not makeup either. I was just gifted with a grotesque appearance. Although, I do have a killer body. No pun intended. Well, maybe a little pun. Men are so easy prey, because when they see me, they see my body. I can easily lure them in with false promises of romance. Hell, it worked with you, didn't it? Women, on the other hand, are a little harder to lure in. They aren't as stupid and gullible as men. Anyway, I was born in 1920 in Maryland, Pennsylvania. You heard right, 1920. With a tight little body like this, you'd think I was 23 or something, right? I guess that's just part of my gift. After I was born, my mother, who swore I was a demon child, kept me locked away in my room. You know, that woman actually forced me to wear a plain white Venetian mask at all times of the day? I never knew my father. My mother never talked about him. My sister, Clarissa, who was 4 years older than me, would constantly make my life a living hell. She would call me names like bug-eyed freak, demon head, ugly, and monster. Clarissa would often wear one of my masks and walk around the house and say things like, "Look at me, I'm the bug-eyed freak." Of course, our mother would never stop her. She was too deep in her liquor to care about anything. I remember the first time I started to play along and allow her to freely wear my masks. It was April 12th, 1927, when Clarissa had invited one of her friends over to play, Emma. I remember I was taking a bath when Clarissa had brought Emma over, so obviously I wasn't in my room. However, when I returned to my room, I saw Clarissa standing in front of my bedroom mirror, wearing one of my masks and posing. She didn't notice that I had walked in. I quietly removed the towel I had around my shoulders, rolled it up, and quickly leaped towards Clarissa in an uncontrollable rage. With all my strength, I wrapped the towel around Clarissa's neck until she stopped thrashing around like a fish out of water. I was just so tired of her wearing my masks and tormenting me all the damn time. Though, when I removed the mask, it wasn't Clarissa. It was Emma. Emma and Clarissa both had short black hair and were roughly the same height and weight. So it was an honest mistake anyone would have made. I placed the mask back onto Emma's face and quickly hid her under my closet just before Clarissa walked into my room looking for Emma. I told her that no one had come into my room, so Clarissa just figured Emma had gone home. Later that night, I had grabbed a kitchen knife and decided to begin sharing my Venetian masks with everyone. I started with Emma. Starting from her jawline, I quickly began slicing off Emma's face. Have you ever seen a person's face without skin? It's really an ugly image that'll stick with you forever. Anyway, I then placed a Venetian mask back onto Emma's face, or should I say, skinless face. It was such a thrill that I knew I couldn't just stop there. I wanted to play more and more. Later that night, while my mother and Clarissa both slept, I crept into Clarissa's bedroom. With a pillow in my hand, I used as much strength as I could, and I held that pillow down onto Clarissa's smug little face. Oh, it felt so damn exciting. Just as I did to Emma, I did the same to Clarissa. When I was done, I laid Emma next to Clarissa on Clarissa's bed. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of my mother screaming. The biggest smile slowly emerged from my face when I realized the horror scene my mother just witnessed. I quickly jumped out of bed, threw on some clothes, and grabbed my knife. When I walked into Clarissa's bedroom, I saw my mother crying over Clarissa's faceless corpse. I told my mother, "They wanted to wear my mask, so I let them. Now they each have their own mask. Well, I have theirs." My mother looked up at me with tears running down her face and yelled, "You are the devil, an abomination. I'll kill you, you little freak." She then stood up, slowly walked towards me, and extended her arms as if she intended to strangle me. It was like a blinding rage took over me, because the next thing I remember, I was repeatedly stabbing my mother over and over again until she stopped moving. Then, just as I did to Emma and Clarissa, I did the same to my mother. Bitch had it coming. After I had given my mother a new face to wear, I sat her up against Clarissa's bed, and I've been on the run ever since. But, like I said, the bitch had it coming. They all had it coming. Do you know what it's like to have to wear a mask all the time? Having to hide your true self because you don't look normal or acceptable? Maybe you do. Come to think of it, we all wear some sort of mask when we're in the public eye, right? We wear a mask to blend in and hide our flaws, to be fucking accepted. Even though I wore a mask as a child, I still couldn't blend in. Because without my mask, I was a real freak. My mother and sister made damn sure I knew that. Would you like me to remove my mask now? Would you like to wear it? Let's play, shall we? Luckily, I gagged your mouth, otherwise you'd be screaming all types of obscenities right now. I understand how disturbed you may be. It's not every day you see a real-life monster in the flesh. As you can see, my face is very disfigured. I was born with one unsightly large black eye and a crooked large nose. I was also born with a rather wide mouth that reaches from ear to ear, and I don't have any lips. I was born in 1920, yet my body remains quite youthful looking. Why do you think that is? Perhaps I am a demon in the flesh, a slow aging demon. Maybe my mother was right about me being a demon, about me being the devil. Though I never wanted to be a killer, never wanted to be evil. I simply wanted to be normal. But that wasn't possible. Oh, don't cry. Crying never helped. I understand you're scared. I would be scared too if I were you. But I promise it'll all be over soon. You'll have a lovely face. May I touch it? Oh, darling, please don't cry. I'm going to allow you to wear my mask while I wear yours. Well, unfortunately, it's our time to end our little chat. By the way, my name is Pearl, but you can call me the Venetian Masked Murderer. Let's play.